Hi, it's Sandra here from Create in Spain, and today I'm doing a little video on foil art. Now, I got this kit a while ago and I did a little video on it, and it cost all of £3 from a shop called The Works. Apparently there are quite a few of those around the country in the UK. Anyway, I got it and I basically tested it out just to check that it was working, which it was. And then I put it in the cupboard thinking, right, okay, I'm going to use it at some point. And this week I got around to using it. I had a friend staying for a few days. Hello, Alison, my crafting friend. And we decided to have a go at using this stuff on various things, which we did, and we had great fun. But what you end up with when you've done larger projects with this is this sort of thing. And I've put them in a piece of paper just to keep them in one place. But you end up with lots of pieces, different colours, shapes and sizes. And they've all got bits out of them, so they're no use for a large area as such. However, unless you really like throwing money down the drain, don't throw these away because they have wonderful uses. Now, one of the things that you can do, and I will briefly demonstrate this, is to use tape. This is just a scrap piece that I was playing around with yesterday. So, tape runner, for example, take a piece of this, just place it over your tape, and you will find that you have, if you've got your tape in place, you can do taped borders. Now that's obviously just a squiggly line because I've not done anything other than use a tape runner. But if you actually use double-sided tape, you'll get this lovely clean line that you can put your foil on. So that's really great for accents on cards, doing a bit of foiling maybe underneath a sentiment, that sort of stuff. But there's a limit to how much of that you're going to want to do, probably. So one of the other things that you can do is use that technique, but use it around the edge, a frame of a card. So you can do it that way, and you can end up, if you do lots of different colours and things, you end up with some really, really pretty effects. But the other thing that you can do is cut out little pieces of patterns out of all your scrap card that you got. You know those little bits that you really can't do an awful lot with? Well, you can when you've got this stuff. I end up with lots of scraps of multicoloured card that I really don't do anything much with because it's not a colour that I want to use for cutouts. But if you're going to foil it, the cutout doesn't have to be any specific colour, it could be anything. So what I did in this case was I took some very wide double-sided tape that I have and I put it over my card remnants, and then I just chose some flowers to cut out. Now when you've done that, you end up with a flower which has got tape on one side. Don't use that tape to stick it to the card, use it for foiling. Take the backing off and you can make lots of different embellishments. It doesn't have to be flowers, could be all sorts of things. But flowers are great because they don't have to be a specific colour. And if I show you this one, you can see I've got lots of different colours in here. And all you do is you get your scraps and you press it over in a random manner. You don't have to worry about it. And it's very satisfying. It's a bit like playing with bubble wrap. It's got that kind of satisfaction to it. And it's great fun. So here are a few cards that I've used this method on. Now on this card I've matted it a couple of times. I've got the base, which is the blue, I've put a white mat, and I've put it onto a red base card. I just happen to think that red, white and blue look quite nice together. This one I've made the most out of having leftover pieces of card from doing smaller cards out of an A4 piece. So where I've got the odd piece left over, where maybe I've made an A6 card or something similar, instead of using that piece to just, well, doodle on, throw away, whatever, I've made that into my background piece matted it up, and then put it on another piece of card. Now, because I've done that and I've trimmed this down a little bit, you can actually get the front panel plus the base card out of one piece of A4. So that works quite nicely. And I think you'll agree, it looks quite pretty with all those different colours. The next one I've done some stamping on some card, then I've added some flowers and I've added some little centres to them. I haven't added any centres to these yet because I haven't decided whether I want to or not, but I could if I felt like it later. And I've added a ribbon down the front and a nice bow on the corner. So that one just has the one front panel. And what else have I got? Okay, these are similar sorts of cards without the foiling. These are just stamped. And again, it's simply to use up pieces of card that are long and thin that I probably wouldn't use for anything else, but it allows me to make more cards out of them. And this one's just finished off with a simple piece of ribbon tied in a bow and a few little blingy embellishments. And then finally I have this one, which is a simple Christmas card, a bit of blended colouring with inks, a little cutout that I had in my stash, a small stamp of some trees, a handwritten sentiment, and again a ribbon, and this time I've chosen some dark blue embellishments. And that's it, that's all out of scraps that I would normally either throw away or not be using for a while. And every little helps, as they say. Take care now, bye bye.